Gang, again, number 5. Here with me today, I've done some research.
Mhm.
This is Kim Sullivan. So, Kim is like an older sister to me. She's known me since I don't think I was 3 yet. I did some research on this. We made the move to Wyckoff, New Jersey, January 4th, 1980. Kim saw me probably that day. I know Keith definitely did because I know he came knocking, seeing, going to play out in the snow or whatever. Kim probably saw me that day too. I gotta say, I don't remember it. I don't remember moving to Wyckoff, was a little too young, but I can tell you that the young lady on the other side of this screen right now has basically seen me grow up, has been a part of my life. Bet you're thankful today that you don't live in Texas right now.
Very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so today is a very special episode. This is Kim's dad, Kenny Sullivan. This is an homage to Kenny wasn't my real dad, but when my dad passed away, Kenny became like my dad. And this this past year, 2020, on top of many other things that sucked about 2020, um, we lost a very special man. And this was important to me to do. And took Kim, I want to say thank you for having the courage to come on here because I know this probably is not easy, but
Well,
it's a
thank you for
celebration.
having
Absolutely. It's a celebration today because this man who to me from a very young age going way back in time now, going back to like the 80s,
me.
um, Kim's dad had me on as a bat boy when I was probably 5 years old on baseball teams. We were there digging, like actually digging the pool at their old house on Wyckoff Ave. Um, it was it's been a long time coming, and why this is so special and the reason why I wanted to have Kim on was one, it was absolutely necessary in a similar fashion to my mom to speak about Mr. Sullivan, what he did, and just how much he meant. There were many conversations that your dad and I had over
Mhm.
the course of time, um, going back to high school and sports. But after Sibby passed away, there were many times that were hard, for lack of a better word. Your dad was actually, and this you'll laugh at, your dad was actually one of the few people who understood Lucille
He did.
and
He did.
helped
Very much so.
and helped me through a lot of times as I was going from being 18 and trying to get through college. Um,
Daddy understood everybody because he took the time to listen and
mhm,
truly listen and understand and invest in people. He
mhm.
wanted to learn more. He wanted to get to the bottom of everything.
Yeah, there's that's actually very yeah.
Mhm.
He very much instilled in me as I was coming up. So as I was going through being 18, losing my dad, basically having no rudder, being sent back up to college, not in a bad way, but you're going to finish your freshman year up in New Hampshire. Came home and I was like, and your dad took the time to always, we go out to dinner every few months or so. And he had a way of getting me to understand without actually telling me what I needed to do.
Right.
So when I came home after my freshman year, I was like, I'm not going to go back to college. He's like, well, okay, I'm going to get you a job. Going to get you a job doing construction in New York. You
Exactly.
make, you're going to make a lot of money doing that. You're going to
I'd
have
be in a lot of pain.
you're going to come home realizing within 2.5 months, realized very quickly that the lesson that he was teaching me, and actually was the impetus for not only the rest of my college career, but the beginning of my work career, where, it was getting set up with, all right, how do you do this? And when when I was working in Manhattan, I mean, I'll let you talk a little bit about he never wanted to talk about it in the sense of, I mean, he was probably one of the biggest power brokers at Viacom as the company grew. Never
Right.
wanted to talk about it. Never, it was always about, when we go out to dinner, well, here's the project I'm doing, at a school around the corner for kids that don't have, a courtyard to play in, or
Right.
that was dad.
That was.
Um, he was
We love.
yeah, he was instrumental in getting people to understand why they couldn't quit, why they needed to keep going.
And he let
Uh,
you figure it out on your own.
yeah.
He gave you the foundation and let you figure it out. You
Mhm.
learn from your own mistakes, and not you personally, everybody. He instilled that in everyone he came across. There was nobody he didn't want to help or advise or just listen to.
Yeah.
And he knew everybody from the ground floor up. Nobody had more of an important job than anyone else.
Mhm.
It was just about people.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about, like I said, I mean, I have my own stories. If I could encapsulate my relationship with dad, it was, he literally adopted me.
Yeah,
You know,
you were another child to him. You were his second son.
yeah, yeah. It was,
And he was happy to do it, by the way. He loved every minute. He was proud of you as he was proud of us.
it. I said I wasn't gonna cry. Here we go.
See, thought I was gonna cry. Well, there's still time.
Oh, he was the epitome of somebody, and I want you to tell a little bit about the man, because obviously he wasn't my real dad, but there wasn't a day that went by from October 16th, 1995, when my real dad passed away. There wasn't a day that went by that I felt like I didn't have someone there
Yeah.
for me. Um,
Yeah.
when you talk about a man that had, like I said, had everything. I mean, he used to bust my child. Dude, oh my gosh. Your dad, when we'd go out to dinner, he would bust my chops about the details, about the little things, especially when I started DSM. It was all about the details. And I would sit there and I would be in awe, because I'd be like, dude, you're building stuff all over the world for like a Fortune 100 company. Like, you got people to do that. But it was the little things that
Foundation.
he needed to know. And he'd
Right.
be like, you're missing the point here. That's not what you should be focusing on. So how, other than me telling the world how special this guy was, give us a little glimpse. I know he's on that picture there right behind you on the mantle with mom. I mean, like I said, I mean, Kim and I joke, because, you know, your parents would be sitting, like, Kim literally lived like the deck. When I was a little kid, we'd be outside playing, and I was obviously 5 and 6 years younger than, Kim and her brother Keith, and they could stay out later than I would. And Mr. and Miss Sullivan were just sitting on the deck watching me get chased with a wooden spoon by Lucille. But
Which, by the way, I was always a fan of the Wooden Spoon Club. I was never a member, but I was a fan. And I did bring that with me today. I don't think you noticed that. It's part of the scenery.
sorry, it's
Um,
it's a part of the scenery.
don't see it here. I brought my spoons,
Oh my
you
gosh.
know, just so you could remember. Because I remember very vividly your mom running after you with a wooden spoon in the backyard. And we'd be sitting, whether it was on the deck or down by the barbecue or the pool, and go, oh, oh, there he goes again. He's in trouble, running around. So it's a very vivid memory, a fond one. But again, I was always a fan, not a member. But yeah, I mean, I really remember like yesterday sitting on the deck with that 1980 cushions, big
Yep,
flowers,
yep.
and you climb over the rock pile, and then we'd all play on the swing set and run around. And I remember Daddy barbecuing, and we'd be, I think, like playing like green light, red light in the backyard, and like,
Horseshoes,
yes, I
always
remember
horseshoes.
all of that. It was, and that was what Daddy loved the most. He was a family man. It was the most important thing in his life. He had three goals, which were to be a good son, a good father, or son, husband, and father. And he clearly was the best at all of those things.
Yep.
And he never played golf until we were in college, because he didn't want to take time away from us on the weekends. So he waited. And that, I mean, that became one of his biggest hobbies and passions, besides his family and his grandchildren, whom he adored. But all he wanted to do was to be with the people he loved and to help them and advise them as much as he could.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was too much, but it was always appreciated.
I, for one, can never say it was ever too much. I don't know. I I can tell you with all honesty that I don't know where I'd be today without his guidance over the last 24 years. And again, it wasn't big lessons. It wasn't like earth-shattering things. It was all about the little things. It was all about being there. Like I said, I mean, the counsel he gave me with my mom, it just, or when I get down on myself or not believe in myself, or talk about, you know, the relationship of our dads, like that, they just, it was never fancy. It
Yeah.
just kind of was what it was, and they knew they had each other's backs and they loved each other, and it was just kind of that. I, I I can never remember a time, and I can say this, and like, I can never remember a time in my life going back to Wyckoff Ave that I couldn't just go next door, and it wasn't like, it was just going next door. That's what it was. It's like going down the shore. Like, I'm going
Just
next
go
door.
next door.
I'm going next door.
It was where you should be,
Yeah.
on any night at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
We're
It was,
outside, we're playing.
yeah. And like I said, the lessons that he imparted on me, I don't know how else to say it other than I don't know where I'd be today without them. They were invaluable, invaluable.
Well, it meant as much to him to be there for you as you have those feelings. He was honored to be able to help you and step in as someone that you could bounce ideas off of, and whatnot. I mean, he loved every minute of it. He really did. It's what he loved to do. He loved to
There,
help people.
there was only one time, I think, in my entire life, and the only conversation, I can still see his face. The It was probably my senior year of college. It was either my junior or senior year at Lehigh, and he came out with mom for like a parents' day. There was like a football game. I don't know. Dad and mom and my mom and I think my cousin Michelle and Joe, and they came out, and we had this humongous frat party the night before, and because it was our annual pig dinner, so
I think I know this story.
he was like, "What are you doing, man?" We sawzalled the head off the pig and put it on a spike and put it on the front yard like
Oh,
Lord of the Flies right before it. Like, I don't know why we did it at the time. It seemed like a really great idea. Now it just doesn't.
20-year
Um,
old idea, yeah.
yeah, it was like a 21-year-old idea, and I'll never forget. Like, it was right. on a pike, like there was blue stone stairs going into the fraternity. And I remember walking down the front stairwell and they were standing right in the hall. And he just gave me a look like, really? Really? What are you doing, man? And he pulled me aside and I'll never forget. He's like, why'd you guys, he's like, I was in college once. He's like, why'd you guys cut the head off the pig and put it on a spike? And I was like, it's college. He's like, uh,
No,
he's like, I don't know.
he was opinionated for sure.
Yes, he definitely was. But that, like, honestly, that's the one time in my life that I can ever remember him being like,
What are you doing?
what are you doing, man? Like, your mom's paying a lot of money for you to go to school here and like sacrificing a lot. Um, no, but it's just great memories. Like I said, I mean, the importance of this episode and having you on, and again, thank you for coming on and being on like this. But it's just so important because the element of family, like even though we're not family in the traditional sense of the word, like being able to go over the rock pile and just there's never been a time in my life that I haven't felt connected to you guys and having been a part of the family.
Yeah.
So it's just that importance. And I think you nailed it 1000% when you said like it was all about family.
Right. And you are family to me. I mean, family is who you want to surround yourself with.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've helped me this last year so much more than I can ever repay you for. Your family.
Thank you. Um, you're gonna make me cry for the second time.
And I was worried I was going to be the one to cry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, the memories, and again, I think all of us, he would be proud. Um, the importance of doing this and just to be able to have the ability to be able to sit and talk about these things. Um, the reason I wanted to have you, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on is because when it happened to me, I never got this opportunity. And nobody ever, nobody ever gave me the opportunity. And I think it's so important because I think that there are so many things that 2020 took away.
Right.
And it just, this allows you to feel and this allows you to put it out into the world about somebody who meant so much to so many people,
He really did.
to so many people.
And I don't think he really, and I don't think he really knew how many people he touched in one way or another. It was unbelievable. So many people reaching out afterwards and realizing what a difference he's made in everyone's lives, which is a wonderful thing to hear. Heartbreaking because I wish he would have heard it. I think maybe deep down he knew it, but
He knew it.
I know. I
He
think
knew it. He knew it. And that's why the reason why it was so important to him, I think, the reason why I think he knew it is he knew how important it was. And he saw while he was here the actual fruit it was bearing in people.
right.
In it didn't matter who it was. If it was me, if it was you, or if it was somebody that he worked with.
Right.
He knew he always started conversations when we'd have dinner with, when he was working at Viacom, he'd just say, I have these people and my job is to bring them up.
Yes.
And that's what got me in the right mindset when I was starting DSM. It was all about, what are you doing? It's not about you.
Right.
What are you doing to bring the people around you up?
Right.
It was
How can you help
challenging.
them?
Right. It was and it was challenging because at first I remember one of the first conversations, we were sitting at Hackensack out in the patio And I'm like, Mr. Sullivan, it's just me in a pat on like in a front porch. Like, I don't, he's like, it will be more.
Yeah.
He had a vision for me
Right.
before I ever had the vision or had the confidence to have the vision.
Because he knew you were capable.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did.
It's,
He
it's,
had a funny way of knowing people's strengths and building on them, um, and helping them realize what their weaknesses were and learning to empower themselves from those weaknesses
and challenge people to improve.
all the
Always,
time. Yeah.
always,
He
always, always.
loved to challenge people.
Yeah.
He would strike up conversations with people he didn't even know. And you could see that those people were blessed and challenged from the conversation and appreciated it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, Kim, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I know this probably was not the easiest thing to do, but I'm telling you that this is an honor to your dad. Um, it was important for me to do. Um,
And I
and
appreciate the opportunity and love you for that. And feel like I could talk now for hours about him. And being with COVID last year, we never really had a proper goodbye, so to say. So, yeah, there's so much more to say about him, and it'll happen. But thank you for this.
we might have to do round 2 and round 3 and round
Go
4.
for it. I can do it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a big thank you to you. Thank you for the time today. I hope this is an honor to him. And I'm very thankful for him. And I'm thankful for you. And I'm thankful for your family. You guys mean a lot to me.
Same here. Same here.
So thank you so much for taking the time today. Guys, I'm sorry. This has been, this is a good one. This one needed to be done, and it's hard, but things in life are hard. So take away what you will to the audience that will be watching this. Challenge yourselves. Help keep the legacy of Kenny Sullivan going, and challenge yourself to do things that you might not think you can do, because it's important to your growth. So
I think that was perfectly said.
thank you. Thank you. So with that, I'm turning off the camera now because I'm officially crying. I'm supposed to be keeping this together as the host of Homage. But Kim, thank you so much. And I think we're going to have to do number 2 soon.
I'm up for it. You let me know.
Sounds good.
We'll
All
do
right,
it.
Kim.
All right. Love you.
Bye. Love you too. Bye.